time we've met, and we can go from there. And then I can certainly provide additional feedback and commentary as necessary. So Keith, if you would like to sort of stand in as the chairperson of our team, of the Curtis Campanelli team, and describe where we are with the process in the absence of Jeff, that would be great.
Sure. Thank you, Russell. No, I was not able to attend the last hearing that was held. That was back in October, late October. But what my understanding was at that time that it was requested by the commission that a video be taken of the 12-inch RCP pipe crossing Route 140, which is the ultimate connection of the series of catch basins that we are proposing to install on the south side of Mechanic Street, Route 140. And just to back up a little bit, that came as the catch basins that we are proposing came as a result of review comments provided by the Department of Transportation to limit the spread of water on the gutter so as to prevent the potential for hydroplaning vehicles traveling eastbound on Route 140. So it is my understanding that the video has been performed and provided to the commission, and this was something that Jeff had done. And I also was of the understanding that Jeff was going to be here as well. So something must have come up because we had communicated only a couple of hours ago where he was intending to be here. But maybe Ann or Cliff, you can confirm that. Has the video been reviewed by the commission?
No.
We haven't seen it.
Do you know?
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't seen the video. I talked with Jeff yesterday, and he said he was trying, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and he said he was trying very hard to get a copy of that video. Evidently there was some problem with the original video that was done.
Right.
And he said that that in the video that he was talking about, that the pipe was in good shape, but
yep.
And I asked him to please forward it to us so that we could take a peek at it, or at a minimum, we'd like to discuss that tonight.
So this is Russell speaking, and I'm going to give you a real-time update from 4:30 when I spoke with Jeff, and I think Keith has also spoken with Jeff at about 5 o'clock this evening, and I hope everything's good with Jeff. But in the meantime, I apologize certainly for not having the video sent to the board, and we'll get that off to the board hopefully tomorrow. So please forgive us for that. What I can tell you is Jeff has been a little busy because he's been on the job site for the past 6 or 7 days as our site superintendent, who does not have COVID, but he has a family member, one of his children has COVID. So as part of our company policies, we're not allowing our site super on the job site. Jeff and our assistant project manager have been working full-time at the job site in our site superintendent's absence. And I think Jeff has been more focused on on-site activities than some of these administrative things that a project manager may do. So I'm not making excuses, I'm just sharing real-time, Jeff. But what I can tell you, I've not seen the video myself, but what I can tell you through detailed discussions with Jeff today, it somewhat is similar to what Keith just described. The pipe is in structurally good condition. The pitch of the pipe as it goes from one side of the road to the other is consistent and hasn't fatigued or fallen due to any depression in earthwork over time and space. What we have seen is on the opposite side of the street, there's some water that is in the pipe, and now it probably blocks, block may be a strong word, there's maybe an inch or two of water. And again, I haven't seen the video myself, but I'm going through what Jeff described to me today. And the water is at the end of the run. So on our side of the street, the Curtis side of Mechanic Street is the high side of the pipe, and the low end of the pipe is on the, I'm going to call it the northerly side of the road, which is the Charles River watershed side of the road. And that's the low side. And the reason why there's water for the first 6 to 8, maybe even 10 feet of the pipe is because the sediment area or the spillway, whatever the proper term is, where the water leaves the pipe. Now that pipe has been there for a long time and there's been growth and perhaps lack of maintenance, which is one of the things that Ann and Cliff is concerned about. I think the spillway area has growth and just earth material where the pipe, the water doesn't leave the exit of the pipe in the way it was originally intended. So some of the water sits at the end of the pipe versus just leaving into the spillway. And over time, we did film the area a day after a storm. So it wasn't a 5-day period where the pipe may have been dry. So there was some water there. And I said to Jeff, I said, well, that seems more of a maintenance thing to me. And I'm not an engineer, but we would certainly want to put the specialist eyes on it. It seems like the spillway, the riprap area, wherever the pipe discharges to would need a little maintenance and tender care. But essentially what Jeff was telling me was the video of the pipe revealed that the pipe didn't have any deficiency. So that's what I can report. And I apologize that Jeff's not here to provide a more detailed report, but I did want to provide that insight to the board.
Okay, so in my conversations, I wrote down a couple of notes. I just wanted to go pick them up to tell you what Jeff had told me, that he said that the concrete pipe was in good condition. There were no cracks and so forth. But the structure was not cleaned and the manhole was buried. Now, I think we already know that the manhole was buried. And he said that one pipe has to be jetted to clean it out, but that you were going to have to raise the casting with collars because the manhole was below grade. So I don't have too much more information other than that. That's why we were curious to see that video. So we appreciate your information tonight, and we're very anxious to see that video. I'm sure Frank is as well.
Sure. And I agree. And so I don't think you're describing anything that I haven't heard from Jeff as well, and you provided a few additional details. The one thing that I know we continued our hearing the last time we met because we didn't have the video in our hands so we could review, and I appreciate the continuation of the hearing. And I'm not sure, I missed the hearing before that one, so I apologize that I may be catching up, and I can't recall if this has been said, but one of the things that we've discussed internally, and I just want to repeat it if you've heard it, and if you haven't heard it, I want to announce it for the first time then. We've talked amongst our team, the Clark Campanelli team, and even though those structures that are being placed in the roadway widening for turn lanes into the facility in the public right-of-way, we understand the commission's concern is the long-term maintenance from DOT. And we're sensitive to that as well. We, as a property owner of, and I'm just going to say maybe 3 structures, but we can determine whether it's 3 or 2 or 4, whatever it is, we are completely willing to take on the maintenance of those structures, of cleaning them out on a quarterly or biannual, whatever the appropriate duration is. We are very willing to take on the obligation to clean out those structures in lieu of relying on DOT to do that. Now, granted, we want to get DOT's approval to do that, and we want to make sure that we do it in a manner that is acceptable to the commission and to the town of Bellingham as well. But I wanted the concept of maintaining the structures that are associated with the drainage for the roadway widening. We're going to be cleaning our structures on our property, and to add 3 or 4 or whatever the exact number is, Keith can probably respond to it better than I. We're very happy to take on that obligation. So I can't recall if Jeff has shared that with the board, but I just wanted to reiterate that.
No, he hasn't shared that with the board, but speaking from personal experience with dealing with DOT, I would hazard a guess that there would be far more maintenance accomplished with your team. Probably the maintenance and landscape personnel that you would have working at the apartments doing that work than relying on DOT. I mean, so that sounds good. I mean, I think, anybody from the commission who has a dissenting opinion is certainly free to express it, but I believe that, that we would be amenable to that. Obviously, you're going to need the permission from DOT.
Right.
I can't understand why they would not grant it. However, it's DOT. And so we would need that assurance. And if we're going to have collars to raise the structure of the drain manhole cover to make it easily accessible, we'd like to see that on the revision. So it's part of the plans of record. In the event that DOT says, no, we're going to do it, they're going to need to have accurate plans that reflect the field conditions. So
Agree. Agreed.
Anything to suggest here? Or?
Is that a question to me or to your constituents on the board?
Question to Frank DiPietro.
Oh, I thought so. Okay, thank you.
No, I would tend to agree with you with Mass DOT, and I'm sure they would want to, we more than generously want to give up that little bit of work, and it would get done. I have no doubt whatsoever it would get done more frequently. There is one weird structure about halfway down the roadway, a little bit before you get to, there's a driveway before you get to the crossing under Route 140. And there was a catch basin being put in on top of a water main or something like that. So they actually have the sump on the on a drain manhole that's like 5 or 10 feet behind that. I think that's any maintenance there is going to get lost over time. And the only other question, I haven't looked at the plan, but since you made the offer, if that drain manhole happens to be on property you control, I don't think it does, to be honest, but if it did, to be able to maintain that, that'd be a great item, because I'm not sure that's ever going to get maintained by Mass DOT. But I would agree with Cliff, if you can take that up, that would be fine. It would be handy to show the work you're going to be doing. I don't have the plan in front of me. I'm not sure from the commission standpoint if that raising, which is a minor piece of work, is in a buffer area or near a wetland or something like that. It shouldn't take a lot of disturbance to do that. And I do think you want to have the access to the manhole raised. And then the only other question I'd have is at the outlet, my recollection when I looked down there was that the grade of the stream was falling away from Route 140. And it would be just handy to make sure that that buildup is not something that extends 20 feet downstream or something like that. So if it gets removed at the outlet, you basically make sure you get free access down to the stream below would be the only other question that I might take a look at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have decades of accumulated silt at that outfall. So I think what Frank is saying is you don't want that silt to actually create a dam.
Right.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, Frank, but I think
No,
that's
that's
I agree. Having not put my own eyes on it, but understanding how drainage spillways work over 20 to 30 years of minimal to no maintenance, I think we all are of the same suspicion. And we want to work with the board, work with DOT to do the proper maintenance so we have an unimpeded flow.
And Russell, it's 6 catch basins in the street that are part of this development. And then there's one existing structure which we were going to adjust. That's the last one right at the low point. And to what you were saying, Frank, yeah, we do have the sump structures per your comments to, as part of the O&M plan. And those were just offset, because of the presence of the water pipe directly underneath the basin. We couldn't go deep sump there. So we just offset the sump back so that it goes from a gutter inlet to a deep sump and then into the trunk line. And I agree. I think if Campanelli has the ability to maintain those sump structures, that'll be much more effective than any other treatment or maintenance action that can be, derived from DOT.
Good. So we'll revise the O&M plan to reflect that, but you may want to wait until you get assurances from DOT that they're going to be okay with that. And then, revise the O&M plan to show that you people will be responsible for long-term maintenance. And I think we're going to be real good with that.
Agreed. And we have not followed up with DOT on that request yet, but we will starting tomorrow.
Yeah, it was an informal discussion you had with your team. I think you brought it to us to get, our opinion, and we're like, go with it.
Right.
Any questions from the commission? Okay. Well, hearing none, what I'm going to do is I'll entertain a motion to continue this to the evening of January 12th at 7:30.
So moved.
Ariane,
Second.
Brian, is there any discussion? I would just like to add that that'll give your team ample time to talk to DOT, revise the operation and maintenance plan, revise the plans, and we should be in really good shape after that. Oh, and peruse the video.
Yeah.
I think after that, we'll be in pretty good shape. So
Great.
we have a motion and a second.
Quick question, Cliff. The order, general conditions that Ann sent out a while back, I was looking for a more current version. Is that going to remain intact the way it is, or is that going to be revised based on?
We'll have to adjust.
It will
those
be
now.
revised.
Right.
Will be revised. And we'll work on that on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, for sure.
Bah humbug.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I'll poll the members. Noel,
Aye.
Michael,
I
Brian,
Aye.
Marianne.
Aye.
Okay, by unanimous vote. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Merry Christmas. If we don't see you again, and we'll see you next year.
Great. And
you.
thank you as well. And enjoy your holiday period. And we'll see you on the 12th of January. Thank you. We'll probably talk before that. Certainly Ann and Jeff will talk, I'm sure.
Yep.
But thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
As it turns out. It's okay. Once again, at the applicant's request, they've requested a continuation. This is for South Main Street and Center Street, the widening of pavement, installation of retaining wall, sidewalk, utility adjustments with minor bordering vegetated wetland impacts. The applicant has requested a continuation to have a little more time to provide required information. I see no reason not to grant an extension, the continuation. So that being the case, I'll entertain a motion to continue the hearing that evening of January 12th, 2022 at 7:45.
So moved.
Brian,
Second.
well, any discussion? Okay, Ariane.
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Noel, that only counts as one vote.
Aye.
Okay, that's a unanimous vote. Thank you very much. And we'll move on. I see Peter Lavoie is here. Okay, the applicant is here. The Bellingham Conservation Commission will hold public hearings in accordance with the Mass Wetlands Protection Act, General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Bellingham Wetlands Protection Bylaw, on the notice of intent for the proposed installation of a new septic system to upgrade to its Title V system located within the buffer zone to bordering vegetated wetlands at Assessors Map 97, Lot 9, 550 Rentham Road, Bellingham. Peter Lavoie, landmark site design, John Mass, has submitted the filing on behalf of Dennis Frayne, Dupre Road, Bellingham. The hearing will be held on the online Zoom option on Wednesday, December 8th at 7:45. Hello, Peter.
How are you?
I'm
Hi,
good.
Peter.
Can you share your screen and bring up the project?
I can try.
I think Noelle's going to make that happen on her end.
Yep, should be all set.
Thank you.
Let's see. So this is the plan that I submitted. So what we're trying to do is we have a 15,000 square foot lot with a 2-bedroom house. We have a failed cesspool roughly 70 feet from the wetlands. What we would like to do is we would like to install a 2-bedroom system, stone and pipe design, which is basically 9 feet wide by 47 feet long, with a new 2-compartment septic tank. The new leach field will be 68 feet. That would be the closest point to the wetlands. Basically, the backyard will stay the same. We did soil testing with the Board of Health. The grade in the backyard will basically stay the same. The wattles will go along the 50, and that's basically it.
Okay. So the administrator and myself visited the site, did an inspection.
Mhm.
We could see where the soil testing took place. It looked like it was pretty good. I'll direct the commission's attention to the back of the lot. There is a resource area. It's off the lot, but you can see that it's substantially lower than the lot itself. So the system is going to be at grade. It's not elevated, right?
Correct. Yep.
The soils look.
And we
pretty
are
good.
4 feet above groundwater too. We didn't ask for any waivers.
Nope, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
They meet the setback to the resource area, the soils are good. And one of the things that's always of interest to the commission is the condition of the land around the resource area. It's been our experience multiple times where people just dump all their grass clippings, leaves, yard waste, tractor parts, swimming pool liners, whatever, down into the wetland. And this area was clean. So, and it's also vegetated along the back of the lot. It's a failed system. I think it's the recommendation of the administrator and I that we have an order prepared. I think it was distributed. Relatively simple project. It's our recommendation that we proceed. Close the hearing.
Is Rentham Road Seward?
It's not sewer.
No, note number 9 is incorrect. I realize that it's a carryover note. There is no sewer in Rentham Road.
Oh, I was just thinking like it's a main road to me in my head, so I figured it would be Seward.
Yeah, well, that would have been too convenient rather than spend the money on a system just to do the hookup.
Silly me.
No, actually, it's not silly you. Peter should have noticed that that was a note from another project.
That's all right.
That's okay. It was a
Um,
good catch.
Mr. Chair, I got a quick question. I know the lot looks fairly flat given the contour lines, but how much of a drop is there before you hit the back of the lot there where it drops off steeply? I just can't read any of the contour lines.
Right here.
So
So
are
you're
you
looking
talking
at
about-
the back of the lot at 210 and it drops off to 206 roughly, where the wetlands 206, 207. So it's like a 3-foot drop.
No, going back from the house line was this 100-foot buffer. What is the elevation line in that area?
So basically the
yard,
back of the
backyard.
house is, yep, the back of the house is roughly 211.5 and the top of the slope is 210. So you're probably looking at maybe 1.5% from the back of the house to the top of the slope
And
before it drops off.
over a 50 or 75-foot difference of space. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. All right, just trying to get an idea of the pitch of the yard. All right, that's fine, thanks.
It's interesting because the front part of the lot is higher, and what they did,
Correct.
Michael, is that they tucked the house into the grade.
Cut it in, yeah.
So, yeah, the back part is flat.
Yeah, okay.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, before we vote, once again, we do have the requisite number of members available to do the signatures. Again, when you have a property owner who's looking to make a septic repair, we try not to hold them up, especially this time of year. So that being the case, I'll entertain a motion to close the hearing and sign and issue the prepared order of conditions.
So moved.
Michael,
Second.
Noel, any further discussion? Brian,
Aye.
Ariane,
Aye.
Noel,
Aye.
Michael.
Well, I don't know. Aye.
All right. Okay, by unanimous vote. Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Peter.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter.
Okay. Yep. Bye-bye.
I think the 27th.
Okay. So
Get the minutes of the October 27th were out, weren't they?
the October
Yeah,
27th,
that's-
Noel,
Yeah.
we didn't hear anything more from LA, huh?
No.
You
The
were-
past few meetings, there have been a couple random people joining. They come on, sometimes they send messages, but I don't know, since it's, I think, an open meeting, there are just other people accessing it.
Okay. Okay, but in order to speak and participate, you were correct to ask for some kind of credentials or information, and they went away.
Exactly.
So we do have, I believe that the draft minutes of October 27th were.
When did you send them out? I looked for them. I didn't see anything from either you or Amy. I didn't see a Dropbox link either. I looked for a Dropbox link and usually we see one, but I didn't see one.
We
this
sent them
time.
out on October 1st.
Ah, okay, that's what
A
it was.
ways back.
We can pass on
You
those.
saw the future and you knew it. Okay, cool.
You know what?
We'll just pass
if-
on the
if-
minutes.
I mean, yeah,
We
I mean,
especially like Michael to look at the minutes.
really, I was sitting around doing nothing today. My grandson could have read them with me. We were just sitting there looking at the computer all day.
All right, we'll just pass on that.
We'll get those next time.
And so I think it looks like that's about it.
So,
Mr. Chairman,
Brian,
I believe we did have never vote to cancel the meeting of the 22nd.
yes, we did.
We did?
Mhm.
I thought we just discussed it and people were saying they were gonna come.
We can have another vote right now if
you
it.
can do it right now.
Didn't you make the motion, Brian? I thought you made the motion last time.
Did I? It's possible. It's been so long. I don't know now.
Well, you know what? We,
Let's do it, Bill.
after 2.5 years of up against it, it slowed down a little bit, and that's good. And so we're gonna take advantage. We're gonna take advantage with a little bit of R&R. I think we all deserve it. So I'll entertain a motion to cancel the meeting of December 22nd.
So moved.
Roll call, no roll call necessary. All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Opposed? That's a unanimous vote.
Thanks for bringing that up, Brian.
And also, on a lighter note, if you saw the story in the news of the horse running down Route 140 in Taunton, that was my brother's horse.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Well, at least he wasn't a Kentucky Derby winner. Things haven't been going so well for some of those horses.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you nag him about keeping it in the stable where it belongs?
Oh, yeah, yeah. They only had it for a week and broke through the fence.
Oh, my.
He's trying to go home.
And he tried, he kept in his lane running down Route 140. But the state police got a kick out of it.
So they couldn't cite him for a marked lane violation.
Yeah, so the state police got a kick out of it. And also it's like one of the, Steve Cooper on Channel 7 said it was the best story of the year. More reaction to that than anything else.
Can't believe I haven't heard about this. I have to look it up.
I had-
Google it.
I will.
I thought you were pulling our leg, Brian. You had to be horsing around, but I guess not. I'll definitely Google it.
And Mike, did I see you today
Doing what? I deny all knowledge.
on Blackstone Street walking?
Oh, Yeah, my grandson wanted to go up and look at the cars. He loved to sit up there by the middle school and just watch the cars and trucks go by. So as cold as it was, he was fine with it. He just loved it. Yeah, up to the library. Yeah, no, it's nice.
Okay, well, want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Frank?
Thank you. See you
Hope
tomorrow.
get some well-deserved rest.
Holidays. See you tomorrow.
Mary Ann? Amy?
Have a Merry Christmas, everyone.
You too,
Okay,
Amy.
you too. I'll tell you what, I'm glad that you reminded me about the recording. Got into it a little late. We'll make it up.
It's all good.
Okay.
Thank you,
Right.
folks.
Well, thanks
Merry
for holding
Christmas
us
and
up here.
holidays. And
We appreciate that.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry
too.
Christmas and all in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Bye.
Good night to all, and to all a good night.
Oh, nice.
good night. Take care all.
Adios.
Bye now.
Noelle's got her cat. At first, I thought it was a stole of some sort.
Aw.
I just got him a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
how
okay.
Yep. Glad he get to make an appearance.
Learning conservation from a young age, huh? All right. Take care, everybody.
We'll see you.
Bye now.